Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna. This is my mom, Gina.
He is a journalist?
She's the enthusiast.
Oh my gosh, I'm enthusiastic because I love this topic.
Yeah.
And I don't love it because it's good. It's kind of actually bad for the players, but I do love it that we're bringing attention to it.
Right. Well, I love this topic because I feel like it's a game of checkers. You know, you're just hopping, you know, when you like win a piece, you hop over a person, you jump a piece. I feel like that's kind of what this is right now.
Or whack-a-mole, however you want to put it.
It's just crazy. Or a game of Red Rover.
Yeah, Red Rover is the most, yes.
Bring this coach over and we'll throw you another coach type thing. We're talking about the coaching carousel right now in college football, as this has really been a full, it's not even off season, a full season of coaching changes. And we haven't even ended the college football season, the 2017 season this year. It is just unbelievable who is announced as the new coaches for some of these schools and what schools are still open as far as coaching vacancies go. How many colleges have we found out, or did we come up with at least?
I think we're at 14 or 15.
Right.
Let me think. We've got Nebraska, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida, UCLA, Arizona State, A&M, Arkansas, Oregon, that's 10, Florida State, UCF, UTEP, Oregon State, and that's 15.
15 Division I college football teams all have had a college coaching change or vacancy.
Insane.
Just throughout this year. Some of these coaches just left after game 3, 4, or 5.
They just quit.
Some of the coaches got fired after week 8 or 9. And then some of the coaches just took another job. They finished their regular season and just said, well, I'm going to go take that job. So we're going to break this down a little bit. You know what we're not going to do? We're not going to talk about all the millions and millions and millions of dollars these coaches are still getting paid after they leave or get fired. Right. So you have several coaches getting paid millions of dollars from 2 institutions at the same time while their players starve out, can't take a free piece of pie. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. All those young men that looked up to these coaches acting as father figures and mentors. But we're not going to get into that.
We're not going to talk about how they can even go in the same conference, take all their trade secrets, take the coaches, and the kids can't transfer. We're not going to talk about all of the ins and outs that coaches' benefits come from these major programs and millions of dollars. How the kids are basically starving out.
Correct.
We're not talking
about that. What we are going to talk about is the success that these big-time coaches are getting from these new schools.
Oh, I can't even do it.
So we just listed off 15 new colleges, or not new, but 15 colleges that have new coaches, or at least are in the workings of trying to get a new coach. Ole Miss had Hugh Freeze initially to start the year. Really good coach, but just
liked porn on his
phone. Liked prostitutes and porn. And so he got fired for that midway through. They kept one of their coaches that was already on staff, and he was the interim and did a fairly good job.
He did.
And so he is now the new coach, and his name is Matt Luke. He was a coordinator, and now he's got the full-time job there, so congratulations to him. Mississippi State keeping it in-state. Dan Mullins, who's another really good coach. Took the job at Florida, and I think that's going to be a pretty good fit for him. He is now, again, the head coach at Florida, and he is now replaced by the Penn State offensive coordinator, who actually had a really good year this year, and that's Joe Moorhead, Coach Moorhead. So congratulations to him. Tennessee is a hot mess. There's been a lot of things that have happened in the last couple weeks for that school.
Poor Greg Schiano, he didn't even get off the plane. I think they might turn his plane around in midair and just say, go home.
That's basically what happened. First off, John Curry, who was the current AD, athletic director for that school, just got let go after 8 months of being on the job. They just didn't believe in him, which it's like, if you didn't believe in him, why did you even hire? Yeah, he was the former AD at K-State just last year. Why would you try to bring him to Tennessee if you really didn't believe in him in the first place?
Who knows
but anyways, so he is now out.
Butch Jones gets fired.
Butch Jones also gets fired. And that was before John Curry got fired, but Philip Fulmer takes over.
Yeah, I do
the
like
former
Philip
national championship coach, great coach for Tennessee.
I like him.
He's going to take over as the athletic director. And so it's really just about who is the right fit, and now the new head coach for Tennessee is going to be the defensive coordinator from Alabama.
They thought it was going to be T. Martin.
Yes.
And he said, no, that's a hot mess. Greg Schiano got the job and got fired. Then Curry got fired. But Jones got fired. Now we got good luck Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah, exactly.
But he came from Bama, so I think he's got big shoulders.
Yeah, he'll be able to handle it.
He'll be able to handle it.
Well, Florida, Jim McElwain just really wasn't a good coach. Just a jerk. And so Florida decided to move on from him. And now they've got Dan Mullen from Mississippi State.
Fit, best
great job there. UCLA let go of Jim Mora. We all know that he was just another jerk. Really wasn't good with the players. UCLA went and got Chip Kelly, who had really good, strong roots in the Pac-12 at Oregon. Had a nice little stint in the NFL. Took a year or two off.
That's a very judicious way to say it. People think he ruined the Eagles, and then he ruined Colin Kaepernick at the 49ers.
Well, his first, he had a little stint in the league. He had, one or two couple years, and then didn't do anything for the 49ers. But
he's a great college coach, I think.
At UCLA, so that's a good fit for him. Another interesting kind of pro-transitional guy is filling the role for Arizona State. That's our guy, Herm Edwards.
Who was there? Todd Graham.
Todd Graham was the former head coach. They let him go after 7-5. Arizona State wants to be back in that upper echelon in the Pac-12, and so they went and got Herm Edwards. We'll see how that plays out.
Herm Edwards' last coaching gig was?
Yep, the Kansas City Chiefs. But he's been an ESPN NFL analyst for a while now, and so he's in his 60s. We'll see if he can really translate and make things happen. So then you've got Texas A&M, who let go of Kevin Sumlin, and he is out of a coaching job. They were thinking that he might go to Central Florida to replace Scott Frost.
He comes with a big old price tag.
Just too expensive, and so they couldn't make that work. But A&M said, well, we've got big dollars, we've got big pockets, and we're going to go ahead and get Jimbo Fisher.
Who is now the highest paid coach, even $1 million a year more than St. Nick down at Alabama. Insane. Right. So Jimbo came from Florida State.
Correct. And so
your boy's down at Arkansas.
Well, yeah, Brett Bielema is out of Arkansas, just couldn't turn it around. Really just had high hopes, but didn't make enough ends meet. So they let him go, and now Chad Morris from SMU is the head coach.
It's a great hire.
Younger guy, and has got a lot of good ties to Texas. Coaching in Dallas at SMU. So then we've got Oregon, who people would say, Oregon, didn't they just get a new coach this year? First-year coach?
Yes, they did.
With Willie Taggart. Yeah, he also went 7-5 and said, you know what, I'm going to take my talents back down south. I'm going to go to Tallahassee and actually fill the role of Jimbo Fisher. And so now Willie Taggart is the head coach at Florida State.
And so Oregon doesn't have
Oregon is now without, and they are on the hunt. Yes, there.
Go ahead. I'll get to that at the end. There are 3 schools that are now left because the coaches left and they haven't been able to backfill.
Florida State.
We just talked about it.
Jimbo is out. Willie Taggart is now in. Central Florida is without because Scott Frost went back home to Lincoln and is going to take over the reins there. Help the Cornhuskers.
And who did he replace? Mike Riley.
Who?
He's a greeter at Walmart. He's the really nice guy at Walmart that gives you a hug. He doesn't just say hi. He's like, let me hug you. Welcome to Walmart. Shucks, oh golly, let me know if you have a problem.
That's almost too nice for Walmart greeters. Anyway, UTEP has a new coach, and Dana Demmel, who was the offensive coordinator, the run game coordinator from K-State, my alma mater. Congratulations to him.
He replaces Sean Cougar.
Sean Kugler, who went 0-12. They're a mess, but he's going to revitalize that program. And
Dana Demmels, he's been a head coach at Houston and some other places.
Yeah, and in Wyoming, and he had some good years at some other schools as well. So that's a good hire. And then we've got Oregon State, who has been a mess all year as well. Gary Anderson just left midway through the season
and he's replaced by a guy named John Smith.
Literally, his name is Jonathan Smith, who was a former player at Oregon State, was the OC and quarterbacks coach at UW, and so now he's coming back home. So
you're not going to
we'll see how it goes there. And then do you want to list off this last one here?
Well, then Chad Morris from SMU is gone. As you said earlier, he went ahead and took the Arkansas job.
Right.
So you have SMU, UCF, and Oregon are all without coaches.
Right.
Not because they fired them, because those coaches chose to leave to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm happy about Scott Frost leaving UCF.
Yep.
But these are all kind of programs. Oregon is a great program to take over.
Absolutely.
Scott, I think UCF is a very attractive program if you're a young, hungry coach. And SMU, they got the death penalty and all that. We get that, but they've been slowly climbing their way back up.
Yep.
And I think these are good jobs for young coaches. Go find yourself a hungry guy. Find a major Applewhite. Find somebody like that to come in.
And there are still some coaches out there. The coach at Memphis, Charlie Strong. You still got Les Miles kind of hanging around, and there's still
Charlie Strong at Oregon would be an interesting move.
There are some coordinators out there that would fill some of these voids and do a nice job. So we'll kind of see how the rest of the season is still going and still going. So we're just excited because it's college football talk.
It is.
Yeah, well,
if you have $1 million or 10, you can jump on that carousel.
You're right. Well, we're just happy for Nebraska because they got Scott Frost, and that's the biggest hire for us.
Yes.
So we're excited to say we'll bring you more from here on the Deck, and we'll see you again, folks. Thanks for watching.